Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute. This music isn't right. The scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time to the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorians. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airwaves on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's ndcd.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. We're also made possible by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of our ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled the sword to teaching the art to others. And, of course, Hades in Hellfire. A dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting at an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. Happy Friday, all. It is a balmy 4 above, which is nicer than the 4 below it was when I first woke up. Something like an hour ago, because I decided that the bed was my friend, and I was not going to abandon its loving embrace lightly or easily this Friday. Let's get into plans and shenanigans. So here's what we're going to do today. Oh, wait, accountability. Who do I have accountability? Yesterday in the morning, the morning times of yesterday was an interesting day, even by my standards. Xander is fine. He is unharmed, but he did elect to run full bore across the yard and dive, only to faceplant into the snow off the retaining wall. That was one of those moments where time slowed down. But beyond that and some soreness from earlier in the week, I'm okay. But I did go and run the lovely game at the lovely Benton County Public Library. with all my lovely children who did insane things, and I love them for it. No, it was glorious. It was glorious. I had incredible baked goods. Just about everybody brought stuff, and I'm going to tell you, Grimm brought fudge. Okay. Now, normally, and Max's scones were amazing. Evie's cookies were amazing, but I have such a weakness for fudge. We do not want to discuss about this. It was just phenomenal. So I won't give extra bonus points to Grimm. I don't know if they're in the chat. That's okay. I had fudge and it was delightful. Now, got to game with a bunch of people. I think this was my biggest game ever. Somewhere around 16 kids. I have to do the math again. But yeah, about 16 kids, 4 new people, just. And that is the joy of running at the library. I never know if I'm going to have 4 gamers or I'm going to have 14 gamers. It makes game prep and performance require a level of flexibility I would not ask of the mere mortals. You truly need a chaotic, blessed lunatic to do that level of game mastery. And fortunately, I am. And then I got to catch some rides with Ricky, which was awesome. Scored some of that really nice Diet Pepper and Diet Dr. Pepper with cream soda. That's really good stuff. That was fun. And it was just a very nice evening. Came home, watched some Chinese dramas with my wife, shot gas pour, went to bed. I mean, this is exciting. There was a little bit of game prep, but a lot of creative improvisation. I also watched some really good videos earlier in the day on how to learn. And while intended for artists, very great video. I may share it on Facebook. Mark Brummett. I can't remember how to pronounce his name. Really, really useful. Anyway, it makes me want to do art. I don't know. I may do art. We'll see. But I have to go through the chat, see what you guys are up to. And then I have to record for tonight because I'm going to force myself to get back in the habit. I did not expect the chaos of yesterday. We still haven't been able to dig out because apparently where we are is the snowdrop for 3 of the 4 directions, possibly 4 if we count my backyard that I don't really meddle in this time of year. So while everyone else we got 4 to 6 inches, we got 3-4 foot snow drifts that froze. So we are in cases chiseling out. It's been fun. I am not supposed to do that. I have done more than I'm not supposed to do, which is part of why I seem surly. My back is not pleased with me, but we carry on because that is what we do. And it is Friday, a time of celebration, a time of joy, a time to get down. So let's run an ad, get down with it, and we'll see how y'all are doing. Yeah. Bam. All right, folks, we can go right through the comments and we'll see what's going on. Let's see. First through the doors, Dan Hallfield. Hello, I'm still sick. Please have the best day you are able. Short, sweet, and to the point. I hope you can get the rest and feel better, Mr. Hallfield. You've been through a lot lately, and I really want to see you rejuvenate because you really deserve it. Turns out the coffee maker turns the coffee maker on in the chat, on for the chat room. Time to cook breakfasts. Oh my gosh. Oh, eggs sound so good right now. And hey, Trey, how you doing, dear? I got to chat briefly with Joe. Of course, he's in on the days I'm running late. It always happens. But you guys are going through a lot, and it's just that a bizarrely busy time for you guys. I hope everything goes groovy. Good morning. Sorry that Dan is sick. Hope Dan has a good breakfast. And hi, Trey. Indeed. Thank you for the Muncie card, Dave. I need to go out later, and I will get it then. Accountability. Yes, Carl. And hello, Carl. You just were dropping lines so quality. I was going on. Feeling more like doing things. Temps are rising. At least February promises temps in the low 30s. Well, see, my problem is with wind chill, it has been nearly 30 below. And as much as I want/need to dig out the snow and work on the cars, I can't. I can't dig out several feet of snow with the wind chills and no windbreak on my house. I can understand why this house had trouble selling for a while. I really can. Going to check on Donna's coffee levels, then I shall return. Wise choice. And speaking of Donna, how you doing? Hey, Dave, Dan, and Woodsman Dude. And NDC. Good morning, Dan, Dave, Trey, Carl, and Donna. How are you? Yeah, how is everybody? Come on. Accountability still working on NDC. CD still working on the cost estimates for the day job. Still have Michael's trying to get me to take up another new hobby. Oh, do tell. Hey, Trey and Joe. And another hobby, Joe? Well, let's keep talking. Well, I know I should talk too many things. Accountability ain't accountable. Glad you're feeling better, Donna. Hi, Donna. Currently editing a piece for a friend of Donna. They are trying to get me interested in needle felting. Oh, God. Hey, Carl, Donna, Joe, and all these greetings, and resist it, Joe. You can do it. Ha ha ha. And good morning, Foxy. You know how every year I revised the Muncie guide, I went to the PDF because printing it in book form seemed impossible. Now I'm thinking of doing an annual in magazine form. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Hi, Foxy. And presumably Nigo. And hey, Thesis, wherever he is. I don't know what he does on the mornings anymore. In other news, I got an email today that my Girl Scout cookie order is on the way. Ah. Yep, he is right there. Good to know. And apparently they still use DHL for shipping. Hey, Foxy and Inigo. I haven't gotten any yet. Thesis! Anyway. Hey, Foxy. Waves. We need a code starting all food comments like FT. No. We all know what will go there. Uh-huh. Banana bread Pop-Tarts are okay. That sounds good. Normally I buy local, which I probably still will. But one of the streamers I follow on Kick was promoting another streamer's daughter. Gotcha. Good morning, y'all. I have work call at 10 a.m., but I'm hoping it won't last the whole hour. I hope not either, Angelina, because I adore having you around. We have banana bread Pop-Tarts. And Trelena, Michael still has buy two, get one free at Yarn through tomorrow. Ooh. Hey, Angelina. All right. And Angelina. Okay. Yep, Donna. Want one? And hi, Angelina. Hey, Foxy and Angelina. Joe, what? Do you want me to be money poor and yarn rich? Yes. It's downstairs knowing Donna will want one. Because they also have a 30% off coupon. I figured you could use more yarn. Guys, this is what a keeper looks like. Oh, do your best with me, dude. 2 minutes before headphones and earbud users. And yep. Might be up to 16 degrees by the time I go Muncie hunting. Woohoo. And let's see. That puts us at a very nice time break. We're due for an ad. Let's see. Howdy, folks. We are back at it. And joining us, in chat anyway, is Grant Likert. Hello. Hello, Grant Likert. I'm sorry, my voice is still a little rough from running the game last night. Botrix has successfully joined the channel. Hey, Grant. Good morning. Don't forget to like and share, folks. Yeah, Donna, please don't forget that. We appreciate it, guys. And just checking my calendar, my call will be my call is not till 10:30, so I'll be on with you a bit. Well, I appreciate that. Hi. Happy Friday. How are you? And hey, Houston Dave, how it goes? And I got a little delay on my push buttons. There we go. Hey, Grant, welcome. Welcome back. And hey, Dave. Safe for headphones now. Yep. Oh, lovely. And it goes gassy. I love my show. Oh, poor Foxy. Oopsie, Xander. Yeah, yeah. Hi, Fox. He's okay, but my Foxy and no, and my vehicles aren't dug out yet. That's part of what Mandy's going to work on in part today. Hopefully, Xander will be of a mental place to help. Glad they weren't yesterday. Hey, Grant, Dave, and Angelina. Time for swords. Well, I will be filming a video later. But yes, it is a time for swords. Mixed review. Interesting piece. Anyway, hi, Trey. Carl beat me up to the Muncie Friday comments. It happens. I love that you race. My Nerf boat froze into the pole outside. Strangely, Foxy can't eat Pop-Tarts. Something in them gives me absolute wicked heartburn. I'm sorry about that. Pop-Tarts are a necessary evil. It's something in my morning belly, but yeah. I don't know if I should advertise how many I don't know if I should advertise how many followers we have for League of Legends number 4 because people might not want to follow it. It is the magic number. Oh my. And yep, Sisters of the Hook. We love them. They're nice folks. Oh, dog. You have to wag your tail. Yes. Yes, they do. And if you haven't followed League of Cryptids number 4 yet, I'll have to post a link for the second. Remember, that following a Kickstarter does not obligate you to back it and costs you nothing but helps the creator. Indeed. And Kickstarter account, Mr. Grantastic League of Cryptids. I keep going League of Legends. I'm trained. Frogs go to Loveland. And League of Cryptids. Yep. When I first learned to knit, I spent so much money on yarn. I really don't know if I liked knitting or shopping for yarn more. I feel that way sometimes about several of my hobbies. Yeah, sometimes it can be a bit of an obsession. It can get costly. And that's okay, because sometimes we need to be obsessed about things. Let's see. Do this. Do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. And we can come here. Looks like we're gonna have some impromptu art time. Oh, I didn't click add to stage. That's fine. Fatal Fladle. Cryptids, that could be a prequel. As long as it's not a homage. We know what that can be. Anyway, new. I don't want this size. I want to hide that so I can see what I'm actually doing. Where are we? Okay. TG blank. Okie doke. This is one of my favorite sizes. Oh, typo cryptids. There actually is a designated entity for typo cryptids. I'm not going to look it up. Brian Rodman probably knows the name offhand. I'm a big fan of Evil Demons Be Gone, Feel the Power of Hairspray. But, let's see. I just feel like doing a little art, so I'm going to doodle real quick while I'm here. Because I just feel sort of oceanic. See, I need a vanishing line somewhere. There we go. Oh, God, I can't do that. Brother, See, you don't want tangents like that. Anyway, there we go. That's a bit better. That'll give me, and like, I want to imply shallow water, so I'm going to do one of these. Anyway, I just felt like sketching a bit. I wasn't really in the mood to sketch people, although I have been requested to, and I have to do calligraphy, but that's going to take a lot of time. So there may be unscheduled calligraphy sketches in the future. I'm not sure. Please stop. Kitty's cave. But I've been working on my fish tank. Well, planning out my fish tank, because I have a little fish tank I need to get set up before I can get back into doing bigger ones. And that's part of the fun. I don't know if you guys can even see because I'm drawing so light. But if you can't, let me know. We'll do something about that. Actually, you know what? I am going to do something about it. Go here. Flood. What do I want my background color to be? Something like that? Let's see. Yeah. That make it easier for y'all to see? Cool. And we have He-Man's real name is Prince Adam of planet Eternia. He's the son of King Randor. And Queen Marlene disguises himself as cheerful seaman, carefree prince before using the sword of power. We are fairly familiar with He-Man lore in these parts. But thank you for that bit of, add-on. And information. And Grant Lanker does a comic book about cryptids. If you don't know, you should check out the link I shared. It's really quite good. And Sword of Power, is that Green Room talk? No. No. He-Man is surprisingly not terribly Green Room. Now the Thundercats are extremely Green Room. Just to let folks know that yes, indeed, Thundercats are very, very Green Room. Just put some bubbles in here while I figure this out. What else does this need? I haven't decided what kind of fish or whatever I want to send to it. Have you? Grantmaker wants to know if you shout, "I have the power" in the green room, in the bedroom, and only a few times. Well, whatever gets your boat properly floating, gentlemen. We don't judge, but we do. We don't shame, but we do judge. Yeah, that's how it goes. But who doesn't shame or judge you that you can count on?
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at ndcd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
Yep. Now, I'm going to get something a little tonal in the background. Tonight might be weird. Foxy doesn't judge as long as you have coin. Yeah, well, that is the nature of the room that is rather notoriously green. Let's see. I'm just, like I said, I'm in a very chill kind of mood. Can easily do art of whatever style I want, whenever I want. And while I am planning to do some more figure drawing, right now, well, there might be some figure drawing. I'm just trying to get the vibe going. Just do this little guy. I'll come back and visit him later, but sometimes you just need to sketch. And when you don't know what to do, sketching is a good idea. It clears the mind, keeps things fresh, gives you guys an opportunity to enjoy some stuff. And false, I judge like crazy, but business comes first. Right, LOL. The power of Auntie Foxy's jewelry. If you have coins, she has wares. There we go. Now, got this. Got this going on. And I forgot, and I didn't merge my layers like I'm supposed to. Again. So we're just going to merge that down. So I am just drawing on this weird blue background layer. These things happen. Get it figured out now, and I don't have to worry about it later. Now, I am very much feeling the need for summary vibe. And for me, the ultimate summary vibe is being underwater. Foxy makes a wonderful point that foxes are just cat software in dog hardware. So yes, we judge, but we look cute doing it. And that checks out. Yeah. I've, obviously excluding our own dear Foxy, I have, I used to watch a channel that was very fox oriented. It was one of my favorite channels. And I haven't been able to because the main hostess unfortunately isn't with us anymore. And it's a tragedy why she isn't with us anymore. So I'm going to ask, whenever possible, you guys to check on your friends. But yeah. Ooh, is Fox having a spring jewelry collection for February? That's a good question. Are you? Because I would love to watch a program of Foxy making jewelry, to be honest. Like, I'm not even being facetious in any way, shape, or form. Because I quite like wire jewelry. And I know that our good friend Joe is looking to do something a little different. And Foxy says, that depends on my funds, Dave. I'm running low on supplies at the moment, but if you have something in mind, well, here's the good question. You could always set up a wish list or something that you could share for people who want to maybe help you out in the supply department if you can't afford it, because I know a lot of people really like your jewelry, Foxy, and it's a very neat and personal form of expression for you. So I'm all about trying to see if we can't find ways to support that. The other thing you could do is consider doing a book, a basic, do a beginner's guide to making wire jewelry. Because it's not like people are going to steal your business with your book, but they may get to learn it, and you may get, more of a following. And in the back of your book, you just set a link to your online store. So, it's something to think about. Go to here, because I want to add, normally I would do this in multiple layers, but right now I'm in a very painterly mode, and I feel like I'm just background painting, so doing something like this is going to be a little closer. I like to add random art programs because I find that it keeps people guessing. But no, yeah, I think that would be really great. Oh, we got some guests. Morning. Hi, Dawn. Dawn is, of course, the mistress mind behind many things, including her stories of her lovely cats, Buddy and Georgette. Fan art upcoming as soon as it goes. There we go. We have that. Thank you. And that lets her have her babies. And let's see. But yeah, what we're trying to do, if you're coming in late, is we're trying to convince Auntie Foxy both to write a book, just take pictures of how while she's going through the process of doing some of the jewelry, and do more jewelry making. And if she can't afford it, making like an Amazon wish list so people can see what she needs, and maybe folks can help her out. My babies. Hey, Dawn. It involves much creative language, Dan. Dave, well, make it a Discord then. Oops, I missed Dawn's babies. Oh, hold on. We're not too late. If there's a request for Dawn's babies, we could do something with that, can't we? There we go. That's a second viewing of Dawn's babies set up for Grant, just so that he can say, my babies, and beat her to it again. Give you guys a second chance. And she seems to be doing okay. I'm going to look closer here after I get some sleep out of my eyes. We were concerned. Okay, the second... Some of us are capable of repeat performances. Anyway, not the green room, folks. Not the green room. I haven't quite decided what I want to do fully with this picture. I just really wanted to sketch while I talk to you guys, because it just felt like the right thing to do. There we go. Now, I don't know if this is going to stay, how this is going to stay or what this is going to be. I just know that sometimes it's nice to just sketch without it having to be anything. And I'm working on the background first, because I know I want to put like a mermaid in here, probably. Maybe some sharks. I haven't quite decided. There needs to be motion. But while I'm sorting all that out, I want a lead, like, okay, that's working on this. We need some more dimensionality. We need some more content. I don't want to be too excessively organized as vertical, but I'm just arting. We can fall into this line. Oh no! Oh no! Oh god! Right now, okay, yeah, okay, there we go. We're calibrated. What you sketching, Mr. Tockert? Well, I was feeling summery, and I was also feeling like a little bit of playing with possibly doing another like type of magic card. Mana card, because I like doing those. I think it's fun. So I was going to work on an underwater scene, and just as like a full art card, I just sort of doodle and use that as a way to satiate the part of me that's trying to build my fish tanks, because I've been, in the past, a very proficient aquarist. I don't know what you call it. But we've bred fish and stuff. And I would like to do that again, possibly so that we can, sell them cheaply. little starter guppies or something. I don't know. Because the price of fish is insane right now. But I'm not sure what I wanted to do. I just felt like I'm sitting here, you guys are chatting, everybody's having a good time, but I just felt like I need to get my hands busy. Okay. She will be okay, but she's feeling some discomfort. You have all three of your boys in the window right now. That's good to hear, and so glad to hear it. Oh, Donna, and greetings and greetings. Yeah, we're still getting solid greetings. Plus, they will know when Mommy gets ready for lunch. Some snow fell off and scared poor Strippy. Aw, poor kitty. Hope she and you feel better soon. Frady Cat, and hi, Dawn. And now's as good a time as any to run an ad. Let's see, because I think Xander's still pretty well chill bedward right now. So let's go here. Let's pause the background music for a bit, because I was just artistically grooving at this point. But I need to run an ad. Let's see. Oh, I know what ad I should probably run. Y'all want to feel musical. We kind of hit a bit of a bummer, so let's do this.
It's time to scan, that is the plan, with Carl and Dawn to catch a fawn or unicorn. We're so forlorn, we got a Koepp, so here's our rep. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we've got to Munsey. Download that app and help us Koepp, and you can play it too. Munsey is good exercise, good for your heart and for your thighs. Dawn is such a lovely lass. Come on, Dawn, get off your chair. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we got to Munsey. Download that app and help us Koepp, and you can play it too.
Alrighty, and that's a little bit of fun. I went to chair. I go to Koepp, and then Nick plays the song Eerie. Anyway, chair, good. Yeah, guys, my voice is still a little shot from running the game. And like I said, I think I had 16 players at peak. That is a lot of teenagers to keep track of. That's not where I need to be. Here's where I need to be. Sorry. We can just do this. Because thanks to Dan Hollifield, as always, for the use of this music. It really helps. But, and I'm not really doing scientifically accurate choral or anything. I'm just doing just a little bit of play, but using the same basic elements I normally use on a skyscape or something, or a more standard picture, to really just have this rather vibey, almost underwater riverfront to just get a feel. I think we can all use some vibes. Just chilling vibes. I need to do more chill art streams than I do. I need to do more pre-recorded content, which I'll be doing later in the day because I want to do something for the Storm Fencing Guild, who, those guys really pay my bills. Whoops, wrong button. But I cannot stress enough how much, especially with recent situations, the Patreon folks who are eternally patient with me have been able to be helpful to me. And since Trey and Joy are busy, I'm probably going to have to make arrangements to do library using the library for video recording as a thing I'm just going to have to do myself. And that's not a shot on anybody, because those guys need to rest. You guys are up doing everything all the time. And I want you guys fully comfortable and set for the beginning of the way this year is going. I just can't decide what I want the highlight piece to be. And that's really what's haunting me right now. I'm dithering around trying to decide if I want to do a mer person. Let's see, musical chairs. Let's see, how have you heard of it, Dave? Nick was talking D&D though. Oh, what game did I miss? Oh yeah, in that case, I now run a D&D campaign. Well, I run an RPG night. I say D&D because it's just shorthand at this point, but it is not D&D. It is loosely based on a system called Basic Fantasy RPG, which you can download entirely for free. I am not sponsored by them, but I love what they do. It is a passion project for some really great folks, and I would love to be a little more involved so I could promote them properly, but it is what it is. Anyway, how's that look? Brighter, much brighter now, but I do kind of like, let's add a multiply layer so I can start consider playing with the colors. Because actually, this looks like it would go very well, right? And that's not close enough. No. We're going to go, sir, please stop. There we go. I need to close this because that's going to cause me trouble. I gotta get some lines closed here. Because that's going to be the deeper water area. And I may have to do a gradient. Ugh. Can I do gradient fill? Does this have gradient fill? Let me check. Fill. No. Okay, it's not going to do that way. What? No. Okay. So we have to go gradients. And we're going to go blue sky. And we're just going to go. You see how this looks? If I like this? Yep. I like it. This can give me what I need, basically. But more so when I go take I need to erase this, don't I? The eraser. And, whoops. Got a little rowdy with it. Come on. Because I need to get rid of everything, basically south of here. Giving myself a big, solid white line to work with. Oops. Big. Gotta be careful. But yeah, I may do more art streams where if I'm chatting, because I do have so much more I want to get done than what I am right now. It's like I can't really do streams while I write because writing isn't it isn't a spectator sport. I hate to put it that way. But it just isn't, and that's probably where I goofed up. Oh well, this is giving me time to think. I want this part back. We're just going to do this to make my life easier so I don't have to think about the work I have to do over here. But so drawing works. I eventually would like to do more project streams when I'm doing some of the more specific projects. Clamshell with a mermaid, sunken chest with a mermaid. Like I said, I'm definitely thinking mermaid. If I were doing a clamshell with a mermaid, I think I would need to make that more integrated. It would take up the whole situation. But I'm not sure. I am really enjoying how the black and white is popping against the gradient. Okay. My beta readers, when they're in the mood, about want to be looking over my shoulder when I'm writing. But for my methodology, there is so much sitting there and then staring immobile while my brain is figuring out what's going on, and then hurriedly trying to catch what I am seeing. That, live streaming, watch me suffer while I write, sounds like a thing. A writing show about Scotch drinking. That wouldn't surprise me. I know a lot of people who've done that, although I think the era of the drunken streams is kind of petering out, in part because there has been such a societal movement away from alcohol, at least among adults. A lot of the teens aren't even getting into it because of the cost. Although, unfortunately, I know a great many who have. And while I don't think less of them for it, because, I mean, it's me, but this is definitely going to have to be a hard line situation. So we'll pull that out. And we'll go about there. I want one that I can actually just get a flat for. Now, if you ever need to hire someone to do flats for you, or you want to, Cookie Morris does that. I'm personally kind of going through something where I realize that what I want to write simply doesn't make me money. So what I need to write is the stuff that will overall make me money. And on one level, it's sad, but on the other level, it caters to a couple of my passions. And are you guys going through that at all? Oh, see, that's my thing. I know too many alcoholics. I will say, okay, once someone is addicted to a substance, it is a disease that needs to be treated. And usually, far more importantly, is treating the mental health damage behind the disease. I am always going to have a certain level of interest in the subject because it hits so personal because so many of my friends and relatives are involved in that one way or another that I'm not quite I will never be able to be considered a I missed the spot, so I have to come over here and fix it. Oh, that's not the device I want to use to do it. Anyway, there we go. A neutral party on it. It comes up because I was at, well, I don't know if I said this to you guys. I was at the game, and the teens were talking, and the subject of beer came up, and one of them popped off with the, well, who here doesn't know the taste of beer? And as I am a rather honest individual, I had to hold my hand up, which shocked the gaggle of teens. They're like, what, really? And I had to explain that because, I don't drink, make my usual joke. But I'm operating on the wrong layer again, aren't I? Yep. Dang it, Nick. That's okay. I'll fix that spotlight in a minute. Sea mermaids, housewives. Oh yeah, the Tully Monster. Hey, the Tully Monster is valid. There were also the mud mermaids on the Ohio River, which should be close enough that it could count. I think my favorite, because I was researching when I moved down here, like I needed to know what I might have to deal with. I was researching local beasties. You like to know who your neighbors are. And the closest to anything local is a few towns over in the 1800s. A fire-breathing serpent was seen eating the dead bodies out of the cemetery in Oxford, allegedly. And that's pretty fascinating. At least to me. I don't know about you guys. But I found it so. Let's see him. I have been working on it. I just need to sit down and I've been doodling on it. I need to sit down and just sit down and do it. But I wasn't sure if that was something I should be working on live, because I have to remember the font editor. It's like I obviously have the design in mind, but I'm gonna have to fix over there too, aren't I? That's okay. I just have to sit down and do it. And this week has been a lot. I've been on a run where I'm dealing with a lot. So I will attempt to get to that. I do need to know the exact wording you want before I try it. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself a bit of double work, but I'm going to design the basic font first. And then I will be coming back to possibly sit down, and make an actual digital font based off that. I don't know if I have time to do it, but it should be something I can work on. Okay, super excited about it, and live is okay. I know you have a lot going on. Okay, it's something I can possibly work on that. A lot of it depends on if I'm honest, my insomnia. So there may be some unscheduled streams that will not be going out to the IndieCD channel. And I'm doing that not because of any beef with IndieCD, but I already have several shows. I don't want to dominate the stream over there because part of its purpose is to highlight other streamers. And I know a couple people are probably feeling a touch squeezed. So I want to be as courteous as possible. If you all understand what I'm implying here. I like this. I kind of like this. It's colory, but okay, looks like you guys are all going, and that's okay. So, that can happen. I might just keep streaming for a little bit because nobody's in a hurry. If you guys are having fun, I may just work a little bit while I'm working here. Not too much because I have a lot to do, especially when Xander's up. But if I can get at least the flats down on this, I may revisit it later in another stream because I think you guys need some more fun drawing time. I think everybody just needs to chill. More coffee, Nick. Ooh, coffee is beautiful. I did not get my coffee this morning because I was running a touch late. So I will be making coffee in the fairly near future. I also really like what passed for my breakfast today. Involved some macaroni noodles that were conveniently in the fridge that I inhaled and a few bites of cereal. So I probably should eat something for real too. Just because if I don't, like, Trelena will probably get cranky with me and be like, Nick, if you don't eat, I will hex you to, starvation or something. I don't know. She wouldn't hex me to starvation, but she scares me. In all the right ways, don't take it wrong. But, yeah. As he switches over to just suddenly kind of speed lining just a bit, just get the flats done. Because this is all the background. This is all just a fun little background. And I'm going to put something in that big framed open space that isn't Nevermind the Furthermore. You need SpongeBob in the sea. If I'm ever doing art of SpongeBob, I am either being paid for it dramatically, or I am sending a message that I am under duress and someone needs to send help. But oh god, this actually is not, for what it is, for just a light sketch kind of situation. This is not turning out too bad. You need more SpongeBob? Well, there's plenty of SpongeBob out there to find if that's your, jam. We're going to do this, and I am going to start doing some, probably, I don't know if I want to do, yeah, I think I want to do softer hard shading. Let's try some hard shading first. And I can just come over here and just do this. Line along the limbs of the edges here. Not yucking other people's yum per se, but not my favorite IP. And the fact that they made canon magic cards of SpongeBob kind of hurts my soul. Sponge Nick. Oh, God. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that, Dave. Sponge Nick. Anyway, that's what to do. I have to look at my tiers and stuff. I think that's smart. I have to go over there. But, yeah, I will. Yeah, that's the right one. This is, again, a little extreme, but I'm going to play with the opacity. I'm just doing this as the color matching shade. So it will work. You just have to give it some time. This, we're getting there. Shay's a little crabby guy. Do not make my crab into Krabby Patties. I see you out there, Dave, looking at my crab going, I'll make him some Krabby Patties. No. He's just a little guy. So far, he's a little guy in a very empty world I'm going to have to do things about. That's what I forgot. This one needs its little softness back. We'll go here. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, that's the color I expected to get. I must have got a hybrid color somewhere in there. That's okay. That's much more on par with what I was looking for. I was concerned, but now at least I can see what happened here. I must have got too close to the black. That's fine. But that's more what I wanted. Okay, that fixes some things. That makes me happy. Pretty sure these are the same color, so I should be able to just do a bit of this. All right, we've got a nice little picture going. Fishy man in the boat fishing. Okay, we gotta do something. Okay. Let's add another load. I don't want to do this because this is pretty complex. Actually, no, I need to come back here. And I need to do okay, so what's going on here? We need a very, I just need to do a little color mixing here. There we go. Get some color mixing. Mellow this out a bit. So I was getting just a little too extreme. There we go. Just put something as a mid-stage. Just sort of to, negotiate some of the darker points. I can still use it to give a very floppy, shapy feel to this chunk of probably volcanic rock, which fits with the theme. I'll do this. Can I? Oh, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That actually looks really good. It's going to be too dark. Okay, so we're going to go right back here and just kind of lighten this up a bit. Yeah, there we go. I like that. This feels more natural. Okay, I need to come back over here because this is way too dark. It's just having the cave be dark and ominous makes sense. Having everywhere else, no. Okay, so we're starting to get. If I can't see the waves above because it's deep enough, which is cool, I should be able to do some other things. But I don't want to do those till I have the other figure done. So this is normal, which means back to the sketchboard. And I just gotta, dear Lord, how did that get that big? I just kind of need to figure out a pose if I'm going for the mermaid and a scale for the mermaid. Because, and this is a very classic pose. Do I like it? Right. That's not bad. If I make her a really kind of frilly mermaid, yeah, we can get somewhere with that. That's not terrible to work with. I just kind of gotta find where she is in this mess. And then I have to figure out what she's doing. But yeah, the hair has to be dramatic because I never understood, like the Sorcery of Mermaid Hair, Captain Coral and his undersea adventures. Wow. Pulling the Wayback Machine again. Okay. Fine, yes, the mermaid needs more dorsal capacity. Let's see. Let's do that. Moderately busty. Moderately busty. It's been a while since I've done a mermaid. Now, do I want her to be fully... The last mermaid I did was freaky. She had a spear and she had skulls and she was kind of a little hardcore. How do we feel about that? She needs to be doing something though. There's a part of me that is so tempted to have her just like floating here. Like having, and I know the needles are too far apart, but like crocheting a net seems like it would be funny. I don't know. I got work on it. Not sure. Oh, we do. Mermaids wear fishnet stockings. I mean, they're not wearing the gloves. Stay hydrated. That's right. I did leave my beverage out in the living room. So let's give me a break to go get my beverage. Give me a sizable-ish break. Okay. While I'm doing this, I need Dawn to, if you haven't, let me double check that you haven't. Oh, I bet you did. There, it's already there. Cool. That's the phrasing you want. Wouldn't that be Ted's shirt? Yeah, that would be Ted's shirt. Yeah. Okay, cool. We can work on that. Because now I have the phrasing. But I started a mermaid, and that I'm gonna dang well finish the mermaid. We'll see how long the stream goes. The stream is going to go precisely as long as it feels necessary to go. Now, one thing, I had a comment, why don't I do a lot of zooming like some of the other people? A lot of people who do the digital art online do a lot more zooming in and out than I do. And the reason I have backed out from that just a bit is I find that is the thing that gives me the worst habits on like anatomy. If I could just zoom in and zoom out and fix things, I'm gonna bring back, because I'm kind of digging the very chill music right now, so we're just gonna ride with that. Okay, and thank you, Dawn. I can work on that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I'll get to it here, but I'm. There we go. I want her to look a little more merfolk than what I usually run. Oh, that nose. I don't know how to find my problem strike with that nose. That's a bit better. Now, anyone who gives me flack about my eyes being too big into anime, especially in a merfolk, it would make sense for them to have much larger eyes. Say the deeper they go. Now, I'm going to have to add some expression to that. I'm going to have to work on that. But there we go. That's not bad. That's why things work like that. We're just going to... The true magic of mermaids is keeping their hair untangled. There we go. This might end up, usable as a very nice merfolk token. I may turn this into an merfolk altar. Haven't quite decided yet. As in an altar to shape things, not an altar to religiously, approve of merfolk. Not that I have any problem with merfolk either, are they? I mean, I don't encounter them much in the lakes and the rivers I'm used to. And as a product of the 90s... Oh, that's his writing. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. And we'll figure out what we're doing with these hands. That's not bad. We're going to go here. Go here. Nick, you're already going way off script. Yep. Let me come over here and let me lasso this piece because I really like the general gist of this piece. But I need to move it. And probably see if I can get, okay, good. I have a little bit of overlay. That's going to anchor it to the piece. So if I move this to, let me think about it here. It's per legs. Okay. Oh wow, I may have to really, because I love this shape. I just have to figure out where it's going to meet with the legs. That's not bad. That's not bad. Here we go. Okay, so if I do this, I say okay, come back to where I'm playing. There we go. Now we can get into this really nice kind of roughly, just rather insanely icanthus leafish merfolky tail. There we go. Put faint lines. Reshape this area a bit. But let's see, how's that looking? That's not bad. That's not bad. And then yeah, I will definitely work with that. So it may be a separate stream. I need a few more layers there. She's gonna need another layer. I haven't quite decided what she's doing, but I have decided that this is the general gist of the gesture. So I'll draw the gesture and then I will figure out what she's doing. Kind of want an excuse to show off the web fingers just a bit. Because a lot of times mermaids just are depicted, thank you, not doing anything. They're just kind of swaying alluringly because frankly men are simple creatures and it really doesn't take that much to get our attention and make poor life worth it. Now, it's still very cartoony, but the whole vibe is very cartoony, so I'm okay with that. I don't think I need this one anymore. No, and I can start to see what I'm actually working with. Zadra was kind enough to bring me my water bottle, which is really cool. I don't know if he's watching or not. Poor life decisions. Poor life decisions. How many mermaids are depicted as redheads? I'm just saying, Carl. Well, thank you, Chris. How are you? I admit to being a little hesitant to do too many art streams because I didn't want to steal away from the original energy of what Nevermind the Furthermore is, because I respect Mr. I had to even turn my video on. Not that you guys really care. Probably gonna look Morris, but let's see. I don't know if my stream will let me do that, so I'm gonna have to mess with some things. Anyway. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been worth it every time. At least for me. There we are. Now we're starting to get somewhere. I need to play with her posing, because like I said, this is a very... there's a staticness to the pose I'm not happy with, but it's better than what it could be. She needs a little bit more definition here, because, you know, I figure if Carl's going to have to put up with this. It's been a while since I've done an art stream where I wasn't on the clock, you know, trying to do something that was a paid project. You know what I mean? Or Foxy, I have no doubt, but please do tell the story. Nope. Wrong. What happened there? Oh, that. Foxy pulled a Selma Hayek. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just do it like that. Have her. I know what I need to do. I can fix this real quick. I'm gonna have to zoom though. Hey, stay safe, Chris. Oh. Oh no. Snow effect is no joke. Well, that reminds me, I have to do a fan video. Not fan video. I have to do an image edit that went through my mind not too terribly long ago. Now, I still need to up the resolution on this format. I don't know what the resolution is, but it's still too low. There we go. I just gotta get in the zone, guys, and I do some pictures, and it's fun. Yeah, well, climate change is changing mightily. Not to mention having that second moon, I'm sure isn't causing any other oddities or distress. Very fine line work on. Oh, no, I can leave that one. It doesn't matter. Oh, it got out of the way. She's a mermaid underwater. What do I think is going to happen to her hair? Think it's going to do its own thing? Yeah, I do too. So he was watching you walk and decided to say some things and got smacked. Well, I can't fault his good taste, Foxy. I can fault his bad manners. And sometimes karma decides to be instant just to remind you she can. And I think that's pretty well delightful. Don't you? There we are. Spooky action at a distance. Natural redheads affect causality. I'm not even kidding. They scramble causality. Oh, Carl, if you want to watch a series that is how do I put this? Very woo-woo, but kind of funnily so. Like you'll probably enjoy it. You may want to consider the I want to say I don't think it's Hulu. I think, is it Prime? It might be Prime. But the series is called Hellier. And I bring it up because you mentioned spooky action at a distance. Yeah, well, the natural redheads are naturally unnatural. That just makes sense. Well, it's all right now. It feels fine. It's a pretty hard shade line. I haven't really done a lot of that in this picture. I'll play just a bit. Oh no. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? I did. I decided myself a mermaid who's going to need to have the fancy fins, and that means I'm going to be spending a inordinate amount of time in the very near future drawing scales. It's because to be psychic, you got to be a little psycho, and if you're psychic, you'll end up psycho anyway. Just from the inauthenticity of most people, if that makes sense. Well, I'm sure it makes sense to Foxy. The people will flat out say something that's like, dude, your vibe does not match that in any way, shape, or form. Lion the Witch and the audacity of this individual trying to, say one thing when the world has told me it is clearly another. But, proceed. I like watching you dig your grave a little deeper. I'm always comfortable with that. Let's see if we put some little fins off here. Nothing major, but want to match a bit. Okay. Alrighty. Well, yes, it's only natural that redheads are eccentric. They usually are. Okay. Let's see, how are we doing? She's coming along. My dad was a sailor. Well, my dad is still, is still around, but he was a sailor in the Navy. And before he went brown water Navy especially, he did some things. And afterwards he even did some things. I'm still trying to get the chronology right, but as a very nautically inspired household, it was almost assumed that there would be mermaid lore. And as Dad appreciates coffee, there definitely was some that came up over the years. It's one of his favorite decor items. So, I actually made my family a very nice, I painted the table for my mom. And I did so in such a way that she would be able to see a portrait of the whole family at the time hidden inside it. But unless you knew what you were looking for, you wouldn't know it's there. It's one of my proudest works, actually. I gotta bring her back out. I didn't hit a time lapse. Oh. No, Dad doesn't have any tattoos. Grandpa had tattoos and hated them and spent every day of his life trying to scrub them off with like lye soap. So my dad and I don't have tattoos. My brother Max does, substantially. I was supposed to design one, and then I was expressly forbidden by Mom. And he went and got it done elsewhere. And I really wish I'd, basically told Mom, no, I'm doing this for him. Because I don't like, well, it's not that I don't like it, it's just not how I would have done it, put it that way. I have to be fairly careful with this one because at this point, errors would definitely stand out. So I have to do this very carefully. There we go. I can't have tattoos due to severe skin allergies to dang near everything, I've been told. It would be very, very unwise for me to attempt to have a tattoo on the premise that there's a very good chance it would inflame things. So, we'll see. Oh, God. Whew. It's time for a commercial. I gotta rest my hand. I'm starting to feel it. So, let's take a moment. Let's pause. I'll stop everything, run a commercial, and be back. Alrighty. Just working away. I'll turn music. Slipped. Control, Nikolai. If I keep making mistakes like that, I'll just stop and call the stream. But the reason I am not just saying, well, why don't you just hit the fill button, is when you're working atop a gradient, by its very nature, it's difficult to fill to shade. But, anybody watching this can tell Joe, Nick intentionally used a gradient in his art. That should make him happy. And yes, I will gleefully set up something for now that I have the exact wording. Okay. I have this thing, and it's a weird thing, but I love when black and white is popping against like a colored area. I find it really cool. It's not, it looks unfinished to a lot of people, so I don't regularly do it. But I love when my line art is just kind of sitting here with all this color around it, that's black and white. It looks just so dynamic. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go back on the inking layer and add that. But I'll put some more music on in just a sec. Let's see, what should I put on? We'll jump to chill, dude. And again, thank you, Mr. Hallfield, for providing the music that I get to use. It is used with permission from the artist. So yeah, if anyone wants to say otherwise. But I do find this, like, chipping away the colored part oddly soothing. You just sit and go, erase. I don't know, maybe it's the scritch of the tablet on the screen. Maybe it's I'm just tired. But I desperately, with everything that's been going on, I needed to do art that wasn't tangled up in everything else. I just needed to do art as an escape. I probably should do more art as emotional expression, especially given current events and everything. But I'm almost afraid that would be so tiring on me, it would have a negative impact. So I have to think about that one. And I am getting the I need to call my parents. And that's okay too. I love my parents. I may not always agree with them. We've certainly had our discussions and battles, but I love my parents. And so I love my kid. That's family. Family means you're going to have arguments. most of the time, in most cases, you work through. Not all. Sometimes you need to bail on family, and I respect and understand that, especially in this climate. The first thing you have to do is whatever it takes to survive. I hate to put it that way, but that's how it is. It's the first thing you have to do. That has to be the primary concern. But good family is there. I'm just shockingly bad at reaching out to people for assistance. I'm trying to get better about it, but I am both prideful and I've been burnt so many times by so many people that self-sufficiency, self-reliance is sort of a, I don't know, trauma response? I think that's a good way to put it. And you can have positive or useful trauma responses. Oh no, you're fine. And Carl isn't a tattoo fan, but he doesn't mind it. I see it as a neat art form. And whenever somebody does something to their body to make their body feel more like their body, again, as long as they're consenting of themselves and, they understand that sometimes it will have social pushback. As long as they are aware of all that, I think that's fine. And as an art form, I do love well-done tattooing. I just also really admire a good blank canvas, too. Whew! Yeah, she took a while to get erased, actually, but I'm like, okay, I want to look at this. Do I like this? I almost, there is a part of me that genuinely almost wants to leave this like this. I don't know. For some reason, the black and white, I told you guys I like the black and white, but what I am going to do is say I've gone an hour 48, and honestly, my back is starting to hurt because of some things. So I may just leave this like this for now. We'll save this as, we'll just say mermaid card. No, because I'll be using that. Mermaid. In the giant aquarium. Anyway, no. Because I'm going to do... no. Okay, so if I go... Merfolk. Weaving net. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we can call it that. Because I don't want to have to be tangled up when I'm trying to... Oh, that pun wasn't necessary. But, yeah, I like the way this is coming, but I don't know how I want to finish it yet. So it may be saved like this, and then done elsewise. So I think that's pretty cool. Let's do this. I will be doing a lot more art in different scales soon, because I want to do art expressly for some things like notebook covers. I want to try to do some low-cost stuff. But I need to pause the music, because I'm still jamming, and run an ad or two, and then I think we'll wrap up. I'm just getting sore and hungry. So, let's see, who haven't I ran that I want to run today? Today, away. Let's see.
From the moment Security Chief Michael Fassino heard her lilting voice, he was smitten with the Irish lady in distress. But what's invaded his home station at Caladar? And what's that Irish voice doing in his head?
You can find all of Donna Carlene's books on Lulu.com. Find out more about her on the NDCD page at ndcd.org.
And you know what? We're just going to run this in round.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel. But otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Yep, folks, we're all about letting you guys express yourself. I still have some pre-record videos I need to film for later today. So I am calling it here. Thank you for participating. Thank you, chat. I know for a while there you guys got left on your own while I was in draw mode, but sometimes I need to do that. And I think it helps everybody to just relax. And, oh, of course, Donna's always welcome for me running her ad. I love you guys very much. So, guys, keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating, because as long as you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. Toodles.